Okay, so we went through one more day and night of rainy weather, and we're going to end the test today. I just want to give you a look at this before I take these. I'm going to take these down to the workshop and go over them and just talk about the results and what they mean, or you know what I think I'm going to do from here on out. So yeah, I'll see you down in the workshop. I took them off the board and just set them in front of everything that I used. So which one did the best? That's what everybody's really going to want to know. All of them did better than the control. That's pretty obvious. I believe out of the two dry-ish spray-ons, I think the Flitz did the best job of protecting. Now, remember, it was the first to develop these little spots, but then it stopped pretty much. It stopped corroding at that point. It sat out there for over a week in some rainy weather. So out of those two, out of the Knife Shield and the Flitz sealant, I think the Flitz did the best. And they're very different liquids. This KPL is milky, and you need to kind of shake it up to mix all of the components up. I don't know, maybe it has a waxy type of component in it, where this Flitz goes on almost clear, like a silicone. Says that it's better than wax. I have to agree, honestly. It says it's silicone free, water-based, green, and safe for the environment. And yeah, it says that it's silicone free and better than wax. I think if I had to use one of those two, I'd use the Flitz. The other dry one was Renaissance wax. A lot of people use Renaissance wax to protect their guns and all kinds of stuff. And honestly, it did pretty good. Just for a quick wax, you buff on there. Does the Ren wax do any better than car wax? That might be a test for another time. But the thing about the Renaissance wax, they say that museums use it to protect that kind of stuff, and it's just supposed to not have any acids or anything in it. Just be nice and pure and clear. It definitely did a good job. It didn't start corroding right away. As far as the two oils go, just regular old WD-40, look how good that did. Now, this area down at the bottom on all of these, since these were sitting at an angle, surface tension held water right there. If you look up on the top, though, where surface tension didn't have a chance to hold water, both the WD-40 and the 3-in-1 oil honestly did about the same. Where there was water standing, there's an obvious difference. The thicker 3-in-1 outperformed the WD-40. So, what's the takeaway? Well, for one, I think that the Flitz sealant is going to be my go-to. I will probably start using it on some of my blued firearms even, because it just goes on so thin and clear. You just spray it on and buff it off and you're done. The Renaissance wax can work for that kind of thing, but there's a lot more to putting that on. It's a lot thicker, and then you got to buff it all off. The Flitz was very easy to put on, very fast, and it was just a one and done. The KPL, I think the KPL has a few issues with their pump. Their bottle stinks, and that kind of gave me trouble. It just doesn't go on as fast and easy as the Flitz, and then the Flitz outperformed it. I think any of them will definitely help. When we're talking about pocket knives, none of our pocket knives are going to be sitting out in the rain. So, say you have or a hunting knife. If you have a carbon steel pocket knife or a knife, whatever, and you wipe it off, you could wipe it down with WD-40. WD-40 I use all the time for a cleaner anyway. If you're cleaning your knife with WD-40, you're never going to have to worry about anything. The only thing with using an oil is that if you want to use your knife for a food-based type deal, you want to cut an apple with it, you might not want these oils on there. You might have to give them a wipe before you use either one of those two for food. Where if you go with one of these, where the coating cures, you don't really have to worry about it. You can use it for food. As far as some of these two oils too, if you use too much of those around wood, the petroleums aren't that good for wood, like a nice wood-handled knife or a gun stock. You probably don't want to be using those two any more than just maybe a quick wipe, which honestly, you're not going to need much more than that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to go with the Flitz for my regular treatment of surfaces. And I'll stick with WD-40 and 3-in-1 for cleaner. And for a cleaner, I know that it's going to give me some rust protection. And then I like 3-in-1 for general lubrication. Renwax and KPL, well, they both help. Maybe I'll use them because the Renwax I know gives a nice sheen to some finishes. But I don't know if I'll use those too much more after this. I don't know. Does anybody else have any data to support my findings? I'd love to hear if somebody else does a test like this and see what they have to say about it, because this is just one person, one experiment with one type of steel in one state, weather and everything. And this doesn't involve salt. It doesn't involve treating a carbon steel knife and then cutting lemons or apples with it to prevent any patina or anything either. I think if you're going to do that, Renwax might have an advantage, but it would be interesting to do a salt bath or salt spray and see how these did then. Maybe that's a good idea for someone else, or maybe for me in the future. All right, anyways, that's my findings testing these corrosion inhibitors. And I think as long as you use any of them regularly and you keep your knife clean using one of these, you're not going to have any problem. All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate your patience. Throw a thumbs up at me. Let me know that you liked it, and that would mean a lot. Thanks.